All right, episode 20. Episode 20, here we are on a Tuesday night stream. We are getting things going here. Welcome in first and foremost. Hey guys, I'm standing over here on the opposite side. I'm going to get my TV set up so that I can see everything as everything is populating in. And yeah, we'll get going. I just want to make sure that I am able to see all of your chat messages as you guys do happen to pop in. All right, so it looks like, yep, there it is. We are live. I've got the stream pulled up. I really hope you guys like the new graphics that I've been kind of accumulating and putting together. I'm still playing around with the dice. I don't like how necessarily they are stretched out. However, we've got it all set up. So today I figured we'd play some craps. We're just going to go regular craps today, which is your 4 through 10, and try to have some fun. I wanted to point out I moved this camera up here so that you guys can see it in the top right corner as we go through and play. It just makes it easier for you guys to see when I'm playing the ATS, able to see the tracking. If I play any hot bets, we've got that all right there. And you won't see necessarily the hard ways or the horn bets if I do decide to sprinkle those in. But I do have the long camera going across the table so you guys can see that. And the bankroll right there, it's kind of just where I have it positioned and am going to just have it for you guys to see. So today we'll play some craps. I'm going to walk in. $2,000 is what we're going to start with today. Again, anytime I come up onto a table for the first time I shoot, I like to come in a little light, just to kind of get a feel for the table. How's it going to be for us? Is it going to be a choppy table? Is it going to be something that we can actually get some good shots in and kind of go from there? So there's $100. We're going to just go with 66 across. Let me get another stack of 100 or another stack of green. There we go, 400 or 100. Okay, so let's go 66. So that's going to give me $9 in change. 5 and 4 is my change. And then we'll go 66 on the inside. So that's basically the $15 level, the 5 through 9. And then, of course, it'll be 18 on the 6 and 8. 18 and 18. And why did I get another 100? Because I'm going to go with 75 on my pass line. Move the quarter over a slot. There we go. There we go. Put that quarter there. 75 on the pass line. Got my dice here. Yeah, we'll get started. So if there's anything that you guys want to see while we're going through tonight, I'm not necessarily caught up on how much money we do and don't make. However, that's always kind of a fun statistic to keep track of. But if you guys see a system or have seen a system that you want to explore with me on the table tonight, please, by all means, go ahead and just pop it in the chat and we'll work it out and see if we can get it to work. All right, so anytime I'm on a come out, I always go 6-2, 6-2 on my dice set. I will sometimes go with the 3-5-3-1, just depending on what I am trying to do with that come out. But for this, well, like right now, this would actually be an ideal time to go 3-5-3-1. And the reason I say that is because I'm actually going to work my come out and I want to try to target my dice to get a 5, 6, 8, 9. So I'm going to go 3-5-3-1 and we'll just throw them down and see if that works for us. So we're working 75 on the pass, 66 on the inside, playing craps. That's a beautiful throw, a hard 10. Okay, so we didn't get what we were aiming for. However, we did get a hard 10, so we'll take that. Oh, I forgot my stick. So let's grab that real quick. See a couple people joining in. Thank you guys for joining the stream here tonight. I've been playing with my camera angles, trying to see how it all looks. And yes, that's a good spot for it. Awesome. So there's the hard 10. Let's take our dice down. We've got our point established. Oh, yep. Let me mark my 10. And I went ahead and changed them to white chips instead of the black chips that I had there before. As I was playing with the camera, I couldn't see them as well, so I changed out the black chips for white chips, hoping that you guys can see that a little bit easier on screen. Okay, 3-5-3-1 is my dice set now. I'm going to try to target 5, 6, 8, 9, but with this set, it targets a 6, 8. Also, 3s and yos will pop up from time to time. So, which is a really nice dice set to have if you're playing crapless. Here's our next toss. And that's a 2, 4, 6. That's exactly what we were aiming for. One of the 6s and 8s. So we get a 6. Now we've got $18 on our 6. That is going to pay us $21. So let me grab a few more red. There's 20 and 1. And I'm going to drop them $1, right? So we're just basically going to go from 66 to 88 on the inside, build it up, and see if we can't get out of this hand in a decent amount of time. All right, so that's a 6. Let me mark that 6. Take our dice down. Let's throw again. Oh, hope you guys are getting ready for the holidays. It's been actually pretty smooth sailing around here. No longer have a munchkin in the house, which is kind of hard to say. I miss having my daughter here every day, but I also understand she's getting older, doing her thing. It's kind of empty nest, but I'm okay with it. She's a great young woman, and I love her to death. But it's during these times that it makes it kind of hard when she's not here. But that's okay. All right. Enough of my reminiscing of my daughter. 3, 5, 3, 1. Here's our next throw. We're looking for an inside number. Another nice, easy toss. Okay, boxcars. I was not aiming for that, but we got a nice little bounce and allowed us to get some boxcars. And I know you guys are a little bit behind me, so I'm having to check my computer, look at the screen, see where I got these dice positioned so you guys can see them at home. I'll do that a little bit until I get comfortable with exactly where it's going to be sitting on the table. All right, so that was boxcars. We didn't get anything off of it, so we're just going to throw it again. Stay with the 3, 5, 3, 1. Let's get an inside number. Next toss. Yeah, the dice are flying really nice. That's an 8, 5, 3. So we'll mark our 8. That's going to pay us $28. So there's 25 and 28. I get $6 of this into my rack. Well, I'm going to put that on the profit side. And then this is going to go up essentially to 110 on the inside. So far, so good. Table is treating us nicely. So there is $110. Let's have another throw. Oh, welcome in, everybody. Oh, it would help if I had the dice. 5, 3 was our last roll. That is it right there. Let's take it down. Let's have another throw. Let's see if we can't hit one of these numbers. Now, a lot of times, if you're playing a $10 table, once you get that last hit before I increased it up to 110, you can actually regress this down to 44 on the inside, and you are completely out of the hand. But a lot of times here in Kansas City, we've got $15 tables, which means I can only take it down to a 66. So I need to take a hit here and then drop it back down to $66 on the inside in order for me to get out of the hand here locally. All right, here we go. Got the 3, 5, the 3, 1. Let's have another throw. And 5, 3, 8. That does it. All right, so now we've got options. Do we want to continue with the 110 up here? Because if I get, that pays me 35. If I get another hit at this level, that's 70, which will then take me out of this hand. The dice have been flying well. They've been landing where I want them to. I think I'm going to chance another hit. There's my 5, 3, 8. That's back-to-back 8s. Slide our dice down. I mean, we're here to gamble, right? That's kind of the question. Are you here to play craps or are you here to gamble? We're gonna gamble. We're gonna go for one more throw. 3, 5, 3, 1. Here comes our next toss. Looking at my landing zone. Nice easy toss. Great throw. 5, 3, 8. 3 in a row. That gives us 70. All right. So that paid off for us. The dice are flying really well, and we might as well take advantage of them. All right, so now we are out of the hand here. Now I've got to worry about the $75 on my pass line. So we'll just keep playing. Maybe we can hit a point. We'll get out of the hand that way, or we can get 2 more hits on the inside. or we can press and then take a hit. Simple as that. All right, so here we go. I'm going to stay with that 3-5-3-1 until I expand out. Here is my next toss. There's my landing zone. Nice, easy toss, right on spot, and a hard 10. There's the point. All right, perfect. So that's going to pay us $75 down here on the pass line. My puck will go off, and I am literally just going to rack that. Now, here's the nice thing about this situation is not only are we out of the hand up here on the numbers, we're also out of the hand here on the pass line. So at this point, you can actually regress your pass line down to say $25 because you're not needing all of this to cover what you have up here. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. Take $50 off, stick it in my rack. Now we'll take our dice and we'll have another throw. Beautiful. I mean, you really can't ask for more. That just the way it came through and landed and got us the point. The most ideal situation for when you're playing craps. Okay, we're gonna go with a 6-2-6-2 now. I've got my dice set. Let's have it throw down. See if we can't land us a point. There is a 3. What's the other number? 3-4. Okay, so let's reset the tracker first and foremost. We weren't on it, and we're okay with that. No big deal. This is also going to be a frontline winner for us because we did not have these bets going. I only had a quarter. Now, I wish I would have kept it at 3/4. That would have been nice, but we did regress smartly, and so we weren't hurt by it. All right, here we go. Go back to the 6-2. 6-2 on my dice. Let's have a nice toss. Oh, they flew perfectly. And another 6-1. Okay, so that's within expectations of that 6-2, 6-2 throw. That gives us another quarter. I'm just going to set it right there. Grab your dice and let's show them off. There's my 6-1. Take them down. Let's throw again. I love being able to show you guys my throw. You guys can actually see the dice flying with the rotation. It's fantastic. I wasn't exactly sure if this camera angle that I have would work, but it seems yeah, it looks really nice. Okay, let's go back to the 6-2, 6-2 on the come out. Let's get a point here. And that's a 1-2-3. Okay, so we're going to lose a quarter, but we also get to mark that off with the tracker. 6-2, 6-2. That is an expected result on our dice set. So we'll take a quarter out of our rack, pay it to replace the pass line that we would have lost. Next throw. Is everybody out there ready for the holidays? I just got my last 2 gifts in yesterday that I needed to get for my wife. So I can't say what it is because, yeah, she could be tuning in at any time. All right, there's a 5-6 yo. We'll get that quarter right back. More importantly, we can mark it off of the tracker. 5-6, quarter for the pass sign. Right there in the rack. Nothing exciting. We're staying alive. Let's keep going. All right, so let's see. We had 7-7, 3, yo. Let's work it. We're going to work the come out. So I'm going to protect myself a little bit. I'm going to go with a 3-5-3-1 on my dice set now. We're working the 110. Next throw. That's aces in both places. Okay, so we didn't lose anything here, but we do lose our pass line. So I'm going to take this quarter, put it right there, grab our dice, show them off. There's my aces in both places. Slide them down, and let's have another throw. Wow. Those dice really just flew perfectly. Okay. I'm going to stay with that 3-5-3-1. I actually had somebody recommend a die set to me that I was testing out the other night. If you guys would have been watching Sunday night live fantasy craps, there's a 2-3. Perfect. Good thing we were working. That's going to pay us $30. And we can mark the 5. Now I'm going to take this quarter. We've hit the 10 a couple times. We have not hit the 4, so I'm going to go ahead and put this on my 10, and I'm going to rack the $10. But yeah, if you were tuned in on my hello Bob, Casey Krabs making a Christmas miracle. Yeah, that would be awesome. Trey, how are you this evening? Thank you for stopping in. You know, I was just talking about the Sunday night LFC that we had, and somebody recommended a die set to me. So we won't use it on this roll. I'm just coming over to my pad of paper. We'll use it on the next roll. Did you get all your shopping done yet, Trey? Hopefully you did. All right, 3531. I honestly can't believe that next week is Christmas. Oh, that got a little wobbly on me, but we hit a hard 4. Okay, cool. Okay, there's the hard 4. I guess we should have put that quarter on the 4 instead of the 10. Oh, I forgot to show off the dice. Oh, and I moved it. Ah, there we go. That's my hard 4. Okay, so we've hit the 4. We need a 6 to hit the smalls. We're not on it, but that's okay. Let's see if we can't hit it for everybody at home. 3531. Let's hit a 6. A 6 4 10. Okay. We need to drop them $1 for a VIG. That's pays us 50. Now I'm going to put a quarter on the 10 to raise it up to 50. This quarter on the 4. Remember, we are out of the hand, so we're not necessarily investing any money or risking our money. This is the casino's money that we are risking. Stocking stuffer is not complete, but most others. Awesome. Yeah, I got the last piece of my stocking stuffer for my wife, and her 2 gifts all came in this, what was it, yesterday, day before? But yeah, they came in. So, phew, I'm good to go. The wife or the daughter's already taken care of as well. So yeah, we should be good to go, hopefully, this Christmas. All right, so we're going to go 5 6 5 4. Change the dice set. Now that I've got my 4 and 10 covered, I want to try to target 4s and 10s a little bit more. Oh, I'm going to switch those around. So I'm actually going 5 4 5 6. Here's our first toss. 6 1. All right, that's what I get for changing out. No problem. I should have targeted my 6 again. I forgot about that because we were going after the 6. I think hop inside and then use proceeds to raise inside after hit. Hop the insides and then use proceeds to raise inside after hit. Oh, I see what you're saying. So hop for whatever it is. So you're saying, like, if I want to hop a 6, go with the 3 3 4 2 5 1. Thanks, Trey. I appreciate you for dropping in. All right, so we'll try Trey's recommendation. All right, there's our 6 1. Let me clear off the table here. And we'll take a look to see how much we were able to rack in. Here we go. 1 2 3 4. There's 100, 200, 225, 235. All right. Definitely ahead of where we were coming into it, because we had 66 and 75 at risk. That's $142 roughly. 141. 141. So yeah, we definitely got out of that hand, made a little bit of a profit, and we were able to get going. All right, so now that we got a good feel for the table, the dice are definitely flying true for us. I think what we can do now is we'll go ahead and we'll just up our bets a little bit, not going too crazy. Let's go 220. Let's go 220 on the inside. Boop. All right. So that's $50 per spot, plus your $10 caps on your 6 and 8. So instead of going 66, we're now at 210. We need a pass line. Let's go ahead and get that on there. I'm going to go $50. Since we're going $50 across, I'll go ahead and put $50 on my pass line. Got that all set. And Trey, if you're still in here, thank you very much for stopping by. Greatly appreciate you coming in and visiting with us for a moment. All right, so we're not going to work this. Here is a 6-2-6-2. Get our dice set. Oh, nice throw. 6-2. Easy 8. We'll take it. All right, so Trey had mentioned, let me grab some red here. 2, 4, and 5. He was saying hop the numbers and then use the proceeds to push. All right, so let's go with the let's try this. I'm intrigued now. So we've got a 3, 3, 4, 2, 5, 1, and then we on our 8 we've got 4, 4, 5, 3, 6, 2. So that is $15 for each number. If it hits a hard way, that's 30 to 1. If it hits the easy way, it pays 15 to 1. I am starting to see the logic behind this and how it could be beneficial for you if you are able to target numbers and they do hit. Okay. Yeah, he said hop the inside and then use proceeds to raise inside after hit. Okay. So we've got our 3-5-3-1. We would like a 6 or an 8 here, please. 5-4-9. All right. So we lose $30. The 9 hit. That's going to pay us $70. I like this exchange. So I'm gonna rack $40 and I'm gonna take $30 and we're gonna do that again. 6-2-5-3-4-4, 5-1-4-4-3-3. Easy peasy. Let me mark my 9. Don't want to forget that. Let's throw again. 3-5-3-1 is our die set of choice. And here comes our next toss. Hard 6. Oh, baby. That's it right there. Oh, that was pretty. Okay, so the $5 pays us 30 to 1. So that's 150 off of a $5 bet. Plus we get $70 for this 6 here. Yeah. All right, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to grab $100 of everything that I just won. We'll put 50 on the 10, 50 on the 4, and I'm going to rack the 120. I used actually I'm gonna actually reset my 6 and 8 up again. So yeah, I like how that worked out because I know I'm hitting 6s and 8s. Why not just take advantage of it? So let's go ahead and grab another 5 red here. 6, 2, 5, 3, 4, 4, 5, 1, 4, 2, 3, 3. Why not? Why the heck not? That was beautiful. All right, so I got my 6 marked since we just rolled that. Let's see if we can come back with another 6 or an 8. Hard weight would be fantastic. All right, here we go. Got my 3-5 and my 3-1. Let's toss it down. Nice, easy throw. 2-3-5. Okay. So we'll lose 30. We'll win 70. 50 plus 20. And I'm just going to put the 30 out of it. I'm going to rack the 40. And we'll just set that back up again. I like this thought process on this hopping these 6s and 8s. I don't know why I never considered that before, especially when I know specifically I'm targeting them. Trey, if you are out there watching, my man, love you, man. That is such a fantastic suggestion. 3-5-3-1. Hard 10. Okay, we'll take it. I mean, we'll lose the 30 there, but you know what? I'm going to drop them $2. I'm going to get paid $100, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take 50 of it, put a quarter on my 4 and 10, take 50 of it, and we're going to wind up banking 20 of it, and I'll just put 30 of it back on here for my 6s and 8s. Little pressure, continuation on my 6-8 bet. Let's make sure I got my 10 marked here. I do not. There's that. And now we'll slide our dice down and have a go. Hey, Skill, welcome in, man. Thanks. We're trying something a little bit different that Trey suggested on hopping sixes and eights while we're playing this. Already we've hit it once, and it worked out nicely for us. So we're going to try it again, or continue trying it. 3, 5, 3, 1. Let's have this next throw. $2 needs to be put in the bank for the dealers. Hard 9. Listen to me. 9, 5, 4, 9. This needs to go up here. All right, so a 9's going to pay us 70. I'm going to bank 40 of it. Leave 30 for my 6s and 8 hops. Yeah? Happy holidays, not only to you, Skill, but to everybody watching. Greatly appreciate everybody who comes in and supports this channel. Let me turn my mic down just a little. I don't know if that was too loud, but I do appreciate everybody that comes in, joins our streams here, and basically just hangs out for about an hour or two, just having some fun. Here comes a 3, 5, 3, 1. We want a 6 or an 8. That's all we are asking for. Here comes our next toss. That's aces. Don't know where the heck that came from, but they did hop around and jump. All right, I'm going to let this fall off now because I did not get a bet to cover it. I did not hit in numbers, so I can't cover it. So we're just going to let it fall off. But we did get the aces for the ATS tracker. So we're a boxcars 3, 4, 5 away. I'm going to now move to a 5, 4, 5, 6. We're going to start targeting 4s and 10s. Here's our toss. 9, 6, 3. We'll take it. Already got it marked here, so I take $70. So I'm going to take my 2 quarters, put one on my 9, one on my 5, rack the 15. We are way out of this hand, so I'm not necessarily worried about the applying all the pressure. I've almost got I'm $5 short on 100 here. Here's another 100. Plus I've got 50. We started off with 210, 260. So, okay, so we're almost out of the hand. We're just a little bit under. I'm okay with it. 5, 4, 5, 6. Here's our next toss. 5, 3, 8. There it is. That's the point. So we're going to get $50 down here on the pass line. We're going to get $70 here. Button is going to move off. Let me grab another stack of green here for the table. So I'm going to bump my 6 and 8 up to 120 each. Let's grab our dice and have another throw. The dice are flying very nicely for us tonight. Did you get all your shopping done, Skill? Hopefully you did. If you didn't, don't admit it to me here in case the wife is around the corner. You know how that is, right? All right, so here we go. 6, 2, 6, 2 on our come out roll. Here is our throw. That's a 6-1 frontline winner. So let me reset the ATS tracker for those who were playing it. And we're going to get paid $50. So I'm just going to rack it. So that's almost $300. We are out of the hand now, thanks to that frontline 6-1. Slide him down. Let's have another throw. I want to stay on that 6-2, 6-2. It offers so many different combinations. Next toss. Nice, easy throw. 6, 3, 9. There's our new point. I'll mark the 9. Take our dice, slide them down. All right, so where are we at on the table? I've got 75 on the 4, 5, 9, and 10, and 120 on the 6 and 8, plus $50 on my pass line. That's where we're currently sitting. Gonna go back to my 5, 4, 5, 6 dice set. Looking at our next toss, find your landing zone, And just give it a nice little easy toss with the backward spin. Oh, one went sideways on me. 2, 4, 6. Woo! That was close. All right, let's mark our 6. Yeah, that one stuck to my ring finger. All right, so I've got 6. That's going to pay us 140. And I'm actually just going to rack this first $100 chip. I always like to rack the first one just to have it covered. So next 6 I get, I'll press, collect, press, collect. My first collection point is typically right around the $100. Where are you from? Hey, Dooney boys. Actually, I am right outside of Kansas City, hence the name KC Craps. Typically play up at Harrah's or Ameristar, or sometimes I play up in what's that other one? Bally's. All right, so our point is 9, 5, 4, 5, 6. Let's get our next toss. A 6, 2, 8. That's another $140. Grab another stack of red. 125 and 140. Now again, we hit the 6. Now I've hit the 8, so I want to collect one of each. So just a $100 collection right there. $140 collection. Nothing wrong with that. If I was at the casino and I got all my numbers up to $100, and all I did was just sit there and sip on my water and just let the rolls go, and I was collecting $100 every roll, I would be okay with that. I turned 21 on the 27th, for sure going to be playing craps. Dooney, are you here in Kansas City area? Please let me know. 5, 4, 5, 6. Here comes our next toss. Oh, nice throw. 6, 4, 10. $3. So we'll drop them a nickel. That'll get us $2 back. We've got 75 on our 10. Let me mark the 10. Almost forgot. So that's going to pay us $150 for 5, or for 3. $2 change. Okay, so with this one, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take my 10 up to 100. I'm going to add a quarter to my 4, make it 100, and I'll have $100 that I will be placing in my rack. Get our dice. Let's show them off here real quick. 6, 4. So Arizona, sadly. Well, that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. I have not been to the casinos in any of the Arizona locations, but I do wish you luck, Dooney. Be sure to join in on my Discord channel description down in the description of this video. My Discord, you will be able to actually just post pictures of how well you do. Tell us about your experiences. Tell us about the experience that you had at the particular casino. Whatever it may be, we want to hear about it. They have craps there. Yes, they do. They do. But California is kind of the funny version of craps. So don't play in California. Don't play craps in California. All right, so we have a point of 9. So I'm going to stay with my 5, 4, 5, 6. Here comes our next toss. And 6, 2, 8. That had a crazy kind of a top spin. It's almost like it was spinning on its corner, but we'll take it at 140. So now that I have collected once on my 6, once on my 8, I'm going to go ahead and raise this up to 240. And I'll take the $20 and just rack it. I'm not fussed by this. Just remember, all this money that I have here on the table currently, I am out of the hand. There's not a single penny on that table that I am responsible for. Will do. Just hope the dealers have patience with me. Well, Dooney, the biggest thing is, if you're going to go play craps for the first time, do not do it on a weekend night. Go in when they open. The best piece of advice I can do is, if you think you have a good handle on it, go to the casino right when they first open up the tables and talk to your dealers. Ask your questions. They are a wealth of knowledge. That's exactly what I did the first time I went and played craps. I got to the casino early, right as they were opening up the tables. I got to ask my questions for about a half hour almost before anybody came up to the table. So I highly recommend first time you go to play, do that, and it will be super beneficial, especially if you're still kind of weary about a couple things when you're going to play. All right, still got a point of 9, so I'm going to stay with my 5-6, 5-4. Next toss. That one felt a little better, but it's a 6-1. All right, we're out. Okay, so as I was telling you, what time was that? Well, it was like, I want to say the table opened up at 9, 10 o'clock in the morning, but that was at El Cortez in Vegas. So that was the first time that I played craps. All right, so I got the money removed here off the table. Let's see how much we actually collected on that hand. So there's 300, 400, 500. Oh, those are quarter heavy. Okay, 3, 4, 5, 75, 675, 715. $715. We started off with an exposure of 270. Again, we're up. I'm not going to complain about it. So let's go ahead and rack all that up. Wow. Okay, that's what I bought in for right there, $2,000. Let's rack our chips. So yeah, everything on my green, red, and whites, those are all profit. Pretty, pretty, pretty. All right, anybody got a system they want to see or that we can use? Or is there anything in particular that you guys want to test out with me? That's what we got this here for. This isn't a solo show, you guys. I want your input. I want to hear what you guys had to say, or if you've got questions. This would be a great time for you, sir. If you are getting ready to turn 21 on the 27th, first of all, best luck that you can have going to the casino for the first time. But if you've got questions, let's go through them today. Why not? Kind of get you prepared. So let me get these quarters down. All right. In the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and get set up for 440 inside. 5, 6. Actually, we'll go a little bit heavier than that. I'm going to go with 500 on the inside, 50, and then $550. Reason I have it set up like this, I got 125 on the 5 and 9, 150 on the 6 and 8, and I'm going to go 100 on the 4 and 10. 5 through 9 will pay me 175. 4 and 10 will pay me 195 after the VIG, and $100 on the pass line. I was going to start off a little passive, and then I just put a little more out, and then a little more out, and then a little more out, and yeah. So yeah, that. All right, here we go. I'm not going to work to come out. I did have a dice set suggested to me, so I'm going to give it a go. 4, 5, 5, 1 is what it is, and you know, I was kind of looking at this. It's not a horrible dice set. 6, 9, 8, and 5. So, and then you got your rotations as you're looking at the dice. So yeah, I mean, we'll give it a go. Why not? Here comes our first toss on the come out, not working. That's a 2, 3, 5. Let's mark that 5. Mark the point, and let's give it a toss. There's our 2, 3. Sorry if it looks like I'm having troubles with my depth perception. I am a little bit. I just got my brand new glasses today with the new prescription, and so it's yeah, little disorienting a little bit. 4, 5, 5, 1. Here comes our next toss. Good, nice throw. 4, 5, 9. Perfect. That's gonna pay us, like I said, $175. Now I'm just gonna actually. Oh, could I push it? Oh, man. How much of a gambler do we want to be today? Yep, gonna do it. We're just gonna jump it straight up to 300. Boop. See if we can't take a couple hits, regress back down, and get out of the hand. We get another 9 though. We're well on our way. 4, 5, 5, 1. Here comes our next toss. That gives us a 6, 2, 8. There's another $175. 175. Let me bring this 6, 2, 8 right here so you guys can see it. All right, so I'm gonna take a quarter off. We're gonna jump that also up to 300. Rack the quarter. Oops, right there. Take our dice. Let's throw them again. So far, we've got an 8 and a 9, and then we hit the 5 on the point. Let's try it again. 4, 5, 5, 1. Nice, easy throw. Doesn't have to be hard. Just a nice, consistent throw every time. Little backflip. Nice throw. Hard 10. Nice. Suspiciously short, but I did have one hit the back wall. All right, so $5. That's going to pay us $200, and I'm going to make it $300. That's going to be the last price that I make. The next hit, no matter what it is, I'm going to regress back down to where I was. 4, 5, 5, 1. Here's our next toss. 4, 2, 6. Gosh dang it, man. We were just working our way down the line, weren't we? All right, so that's going to pay us $175. Now, I've got $300 here. I want to take 150 of it out. And then 150 for myself. So we'll go like this, like this. So this goes to me. 150, just like such, because we had 300. Now I want to take my 9 down to 1 1/4. So I'm going to get 175 back. 175, and then I put a quarter on it. And then my 10, I'm just going to take down to 100. So I take the 200 off, and that's everything. All right, so how much am I taking off the table? Let's take a look. 2, 4, 5, 6, and 700. 3, 6, 7, 50, 850. So we're $150 away from being out of the hand completely. It's a nice regression. It doesn't get you completely out of the hand. However, now I have less risk. Next hit, I'm out. Oh, was that Waylon that just chimed in? Yes, it was. What's up, brother? What strategy are you playing? Well, right now we're doing, I basically just went hundreds across with 1 1/4 on the 5 and 9, 150 on the 6 and 8 with 100 on the pass line. We started off with 66 on the inside, had a good successful run. Then we went, what did we go up to? Oh, 220 on the inside, had ourselves a decent roll. Now I just went ahead and jumped it up again because the dice are flying nice for us, and we're basically just wanting to take advantage of it. All right, 4, 5, 5, 1. This dice set has been working for us, so I'm gonna just keep taking advantage of it. Here's our next toss. That is aces in both places. It doesn't help us, but it is a nice hit for the ATS tracker for those who are playing it. Yeah, I had a viewer on, what was it, Sunday, that told me about this die set. This one and one other one. I haven't been playing with the other one so much, but this one I have been a little bit on some practice rolls, and it has been pretty nice. 6, 2, 8. That's 175. Boys and girls, we are going to collect that. Now we are officially out of our hand. We have no money left on the table. I've got 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, $900 sitting in my rack. We had, let's see, let's count it up. 3, 6, 7, 50, 850. Yep. We are $50 in profit right now. So I'm going to take my dice, slide them down. We are open for everything. I'm curious, when you press, I hardly ever see you press across. You're always pressing a single box number. Can you try in a cross pressing style and see if you like it? Absolutely. Let's finish off this method if that's all right with you, Skill. And then on our, oh, you know what? Actually, now that we're officially out of the hand, let's try pressing across. Now would be the perfect time to do it. All right. We're going to take Skill's suggestion and see if that we like it. 5, 4, 5, 6. Next toss. That is a hard 10. Awesome. And it might let me kind of explain why I press the way I do. Mainly because I like pressing the same number, or you'll see me at times I'll press sisters. Just it's kind of a it's not saying when you throw one, the sister is going to hit next, but there is a lot of theory and ideas to doing that, and that's completely fine. But if I've got $200, I guess what I could do is I could raise everything by a quarter unit across. So let's grab some more green here. Let's try it. I am willing to give it a go. All right, there's 100. There's 200. Let's take that. So we're going to basically push everything across by a quarter unit. 1 1/4, 150. Now, here I have to go an extra $10 on it. So I've got 180 now on the 6 and 8, and I'm just going to rack the 50. And that was on our hard 10. So we are a, oh, wait. I love your pressing and single number, take advantage. Yeah, it's exactly why I do that. If the number's hitting, there's a good chance that it can just continue to hit, and you might as well take advantage of it. But that's my thought process. What Skill is talking about? Absolutely. Neither one of us are wrong. Neither one of us are right. It's just a matter of preference, in my opinion. All right, 5, 4, 5, 6. Let's see what our next hit is. Or excuse me, 5, 4, 4, 5, 5, 1. I'm sorry. 4, 5, 5, 1. Next toss. That is a 9, 5, 4, 9. Okay, so if 125 pays us 175, this is going to pay us 205. $205 because it's 175 for this, plus you get another 35 for this. 170. Oh no, it's going to be 210. 210. I'm sorry. Yep, 210. All right, so let's grab $200 in green, and we're just going to press everything up by a unit. 150 on the outsides, 175 on the 5 and 9. And then we are going to move up to 210 on the 6 and 8. And we still rack $50. Okay. I will be slowing down on my payment methods a little bit just because we're getting into territory that I'm not used to, but we'll get there. It's typically pretty easy to figure out. All right, here we go. 4, 5, 5, 1. Here's our next toss. We get a 639 right there. See, now this is exactly what I was talking about. I'm pressing the one number because we've now hit that number a couple times here, and we could have had a higher return. However, it does open up other numbers when you're going that way. All right, so 175. We'll get paid 175 here, so let's do that. And then for 50 more, I get paid 70. So there's my 70. And oh, I got a green tip there. All right, so that actually pays me $245. Okay, $245 is what that pays me. So now we'll just take the $200. I'll set that off to the side. There's 100 and 200, and we're going to raise everything a quarter unit, just like Skill said. So I got 175 on the 4 and 10. I've now got 200 on the 5 and 9, and then That'll be $50 there. We'll grab $10 here. This is going to be $240 on the 6 and 8. Perfect. We're going to rack $95. Okay. There's my 9. I think that's a good way to handle it. Just worry about the quarter units. If there's 5s that I could wind up easily spreading across, I'm just going to skip it. We'll just stay with the quarter unit raise. All right, here we go. I've got a 4, 5, 5, 1 on my dice set. Here is our next toss. That's a 5, 3, 8. That's our best number. Actually, 4 and 10 would have been, but that's okay. Let's see here. Okay, so I've got 200, 25, 35, 40. So if we look at this, 105, that pays us. Oh, no, not 105. What am I talking about? 130, 120. That pays us 140. We've got 5 remaining. 280. There we go. Got it. $280 is what we get on that. Woo, I'm telling you, man, I'm going to struggle with this, but we're going to get through it. All right, so there's 80. I'm going to grab another nickel because we're going to need that for the 6 and 8. Okay, so we're going to increase everything by a quarter. So now my 4 and 10 are up to 200. My 5 and 9 are up to 2 1/4. And we'll add another $30 here on the inside. These are up to 270. Man, I'll tell you what, the dealers are going to hate me if I try to do this. That's a lot of funny money. I'm struggling with it myself. I can only imagine how they'll be doing. Hopefully, I'm not screwing up any of these payments. If I am, go ahead and just correct me if you would, please. 4, 5, 5, 1. Here comes our next toss. That's a boxcars. We just need a yo. All right, so I'm going to change my dice set because I'm looking at my ATS tracker. I need an 11, 3, and 4. I'm going to change to a 3, 5, 3, 1. And I'm sorry, I can't do this anymore. I'm going to fix this for me properly. I'm going to make my 6 and 8 300 each. I'm going to take quarters off of that, 200. Okay, that's where we're going to be. Sorry, skill. I like the concept. I can't math that quick in my head. All right, so I got 200 on my 4, 5, 9, and 10, 300 on my 6 and 8, $100 on my pass line. I'm looking at that. Just pay what you know, break it up into smaller pieces. Yeah, that's what I do. But I just went ahead and just made it even so I can just plow through it. I do like that thought process, though. 3, 5, 3, 1 is what I'm going with. This targets 6s and 8s. You'll also see yos and 3s come up from time to time. That's a 415. That's the point. All right, so we're going to get paid 100 on the pass line. We'll get paid $280 here. Whoops, as I throw my chips around. 280. So we just got paid $380. I'm going to make my 5 $400 and rack the rest of it. I still get what, 180 in the rack. I'm okay with that. Next come out. There's our dice, 415. Let's have a toss. Now, I want to kind of protect the ATS a little bit. So I'm personally, even though I'm not on it, I'm really close to hitting it. So I'm going to stay with my 3, 5, 3, 1, especially if my dice are cooperating with me. I really want to help those players out. Here comes our next toss. That's a 415, right back on it. There's my 4-1. Slide it down. Have another throw. All right, so we want a 3, a yo, or a 4. Let's see what we get right here. Come on. 5, right back. Hey, how about that? We'll take that. All right, let me get another stack of hundreds. Love it when the casino has to reach for more $100 chips. All right, so that's going to pay us 100 right there. We've got 400 here. That's going to pay us $560. And you're an idiot if you don't think I'm going to rack that. I am totally racking everything. No increase that time. That's a nice big hit. If we hit the 5 again, trust me, I'll increase it there. But I think the only thing I would have done if I did say I was going to increase it is go from 400 to 500 on that 5. And you know what? I will do that because that's just a $100 raise. We're not doubling it. I'm just adding $100 to it. I think that's a fair, small little increase. You think they are going to tip the shooter? You're not in St. Louis where they do that. Actually, I've been tipped here in Kansas City. I got tipped when I was there a couple weeks or about a month or so ago at Harrah's. I was on the crapless table. It was my first toss on the crapless table. I hit the all. I've rolled probably 40, 50 rolls. I got tipped $100 from a guy who banked in about $5,000 off of me from that roll. So yes, we get tipped here in Kansas City. It doesn't happen very often, but it does happen. Okay, so we are going to go 3-5-3-1. Again, I'm wanting to protect that ATS for those players that are on it. Let's have our next toss. 5-3-8. We'll take that point. And now we'll just keep throwing. I'm just going to stay with that same die set because A, it's been working for us, and B, some of our bigger money is right there on the inside with the 5, 6, 8. I got 500, 300, 300 respectively. And if we buckshot a point, then we buckshot a point. I'm really not going to be upset by that. Hard 8, buckshot that point, baby. Woo! That felt good. All right, that's going to pay us $350. And then we get $100 there on the pass line. I'm going to go ahead. Brakes are off, by the way, boys and girls. We're going up to 600 right here. And I'm still going to rack $150. I'm sorry. When I've got $500 in green from this one roll, I'm going to start pressing. Now, since I know I'm going to target my 6s and 8s, I'm going to go ahead and put a nickel on the hard 8 and the hard 6. We're not going to work it on the come out. Still protecting the ATS, so I'm going to stay with that same die set. Here comes our next toss. 5-3-8. Man, we are hot on that 8. 5-3-8. God, that was beautiful. All right, here we go. Now, I got this from, who was it that told me to do this? Trey. All right, so I'm going to grab $30. And I'm going to hop 6s and 8s for a nickel each on each set. Okay, 3-5-3-1. Here comes our next toss. Hard 4. Okay, so I'm going to leave that there for the moment, and I'll show you why. All right, so that's going to pay us $400. I'm going to take 100, put it on the 4, and then I'm going to rack. Oh, that's my VIG. Let's put the VIG away. I'm going to rack 300 of it, and then I'm going to drop $30 to the dealer for my hops. Hard 6, hard 8. We're going to hop them. That was our 4, by the way, that we needed. Now look at our board. This is why I'm going 3-5-3-1, because I know that dice set for me will give me 3s and yos as I'm rolling. Here we go. 3-5-3-1. Get your cowbells ready. Six, 4, 10. That's the other side. So we're going to drop them again. $10. Whoops. We'll drop them $10. They're going to pay us $400. I'm going to make it $300. Rack $300. Put that right there for the VIG. And we'll move on. Oh, wait a minute. I need to drop $30. Take our dice. There's the 6-4. Slide it down. Let's go again. You're going to make a lot of don't players frustrated buck shooting that point. Then you know what? If you are being a don't player and I'm buck shooting points, maybe you shouldn't be a don't player when you see me rolling. Sorry, not sorry. Hey, I know it's an aspect of the game to be a don't player, but if I'm starting to wipe you out, you better stop. I don't feel bad about it. 3-5, 3-1. I won't say anything to them about it, but I'll just be like, I don't know what to tell you. You're the one that took the chance. Next toss. Aces in both places. We didn't have it, or we already had it. We didn't need it, but it's kind of cool to see. Let's drop them another $30. I want to stay on the 6 and 8 hops. Next toss. Well, I tell you what, if I was really ballsy, I'd play a yo and 3 and hop those, because there's only one way to get those two, and that would save you money. But I'm just going to go this way. Hard 6. Oh, that's beautiful. All right, there we go. Okay, so 15 to 1 on a 5 pays you $75. I'm just going to rack that. And I get that $5 back. All right, so I got $300 there. That pays me $350. I'm now going to go ahead and take that up to $600. And I will rack the 50. Let's grab our dice. And I'm going to grab $10. I'm going to hop the Alfredo sauce and the yo. 3-1, or excuse me, 2-1. Oh, yeah, that's right. It's down here. Let's see. 1-2 and yo. Those are both paid 15 to 1. Bob needs security to walk him to his car. 3-5, 3-1. Here's our next toss. That looked a little wobbly, but we'll take a 3. There it is. There's the smalls. All right. So I'll lose the 10, but I get paid 75. That worked out. Oh, that was pretty. All right. Wow. That was pretty. All right, I'm going to keep a nickel on the yo. Get your cowbells ready. I hope they're warmed up. We just need a yo. We're going to stay with that same dice set. Let's get pumped up right here. Come on, guys. 3-5, 3-1. Six, 2, 8. Oh, that's okay. That's going to pay us several. I'm going to rack that. That's just too pretty of a hit. Let's see. It's a 6, 2, 8, so I lose my hard 8. I'm just going to go ahead and throw another nickel on it. I'm not fussed by a nickel. Let's go ahead and turn our puck off. Oh, and I need $100 for my pass line. Don't want to forget that. Don't want to forget that. I got paid up here, but I didn't pay myself here. There we go. Slide our dice down. Whoops, I'm grabbing chips by accident. What was this from? I don't know what this was from. I got my hard 8 and hard 6. I'll just leave it right there. Okay. Puck is off. Let's have another throw. All right. Still wanting to protect that. So I'm going to go 3-5, 3-1. If I nail a yo here, yeah, the table's going to explode. So here comes our next toss. Five, 4, 9. Oh, gosh dang it. Okay. Woo. We're trying. Oh, I know what that nickel was that I grabbed that I didn't take off. That was from my horn bet, so that belongs up here. All right, so I'm going to put another $5 on the yo. Camera angle, dice, settings, and throwing is amazing. Thank you, Walry. I've really been moving these cameras around quite a bit, trying to find that perfect angle. I think I finally found it. I'm pretty happy with this setup. 3-5, 3-1. Come on. Everybody say it. We need a yo. We need a yo. Let's go, yo. 4. Oh, okay. We'll take it. We'll take it. We'll take it. All right. So I'm going to lose my yo bet. 4. I'm going to drop them $15 because why not? That's going to pay us $600. Now I'm just going to make a small press. 200 is not small, but going from 3 to 500, I'm still going to rack 400. I think that's a fair press. I'm okay with that press. 3-1. That was our hit. Slide it down. Come on now. Let's go. We need it. Yo. Yo. 3-5. 3-1. We want a yo. 6-1. Oh, dang it. Oh, shoot. Oh, that was such a good throw. I didn't have a counter on it. I wish I had a count on it. Oh, that stinks. That was such a good throw. All right, let's count up how much we got. I can already tell you this is $2,000 right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 25, 27, 32, 37, 38, 39, 39.75. We are a quarter short of $4,000 that we took off the table. That includes what we came in on with. But if you remember, when we came in, we had 100, 125, so that's 225. Then we had 150, that makes 300, so that makes 525. 650, 750, 850 when we started. We walk off the table with almost $4,000. And I tell you what, if you do not go to the cashier's table after a roll like that, then you don't need to be playing craps. Because not only that, this right here was our starting buy-in. So everything we still have in here is profit. So let's count this up. I want to get a total count for you guys now. 2, 3, 4, 5,000, 5, 2,000, 2,500, 3,000, 63. Profit. 3,063. So did you enjoy the across pressing or not your cup of tea? Not it. That is not my cup of tea. Now, don't get me wrong. I can see how that can be advantageous. However, for myself personally, I like pressing the number that hits. The reason being, as you saw here on a couple different occasions, there were times that I was hitting the same number 2-3 times within 3 to 5 rolls. And so by putting the entire press on it versus across, you get more impact for your money per hit. Now, granted, you're not losing any extra by doing that because I was putting most of it onto the table and racking a little bit, but that's what I was doing when I was pressing anyways per number. So for me, not my cup of tea, but I can see how that could be an advantageous system for somebody who likes to play that way. All right. I tell you what, we're going to go ahead and wrap this bad boy up for the evening. Couple reminders. A, if you're not a member of my Discord community, please, please, please log in, get signed up. It's free. Join the community. I'm working on building up a nice, strong community of dice players across the country, across the world. I don't care. I like talking dice. That's where we can talk about it. I also announce, you'll see my thumbnails pop up from time to time ahead of the videos that are being released. I like giving you guys teasers, advancements, whatnot. Also, I'll be announcing on dates and times that I'm going to the casino and what casino I will be visiting. So if you are local to the Kansas City area, you can find me and we can actually sit at the table. And that actually happened last week. And Old Man Monk, who is a member of my Discord channel, him and I got to meet each other last Saturday. We played a little bit on a crapless craps table. I hit the talls for him in 8 rolls. 8 rolls. I hit the talls, and before 7ing out, and we both made some money. It was a good time. And finally, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I greatly appreciate every single subscriber that I have on my channel. I greatly appreciate the time that they invest on watching my material, enjoying my material, leaving the comments, leaving the likes. I'm getting ready to release a Bubble Crafts video tomorrow, and I got a bit of a challenge out there for people who are watching it to help me participate in playing it. So go ahead and give that a watch tomorrow. And yeah, so I got another video Friday. I'm probably going to go back to a strategy video. I have not recorded that. I'm getting away from my bankroll building series. It's kind of lived its life, and we may revisit it at some point, but right now that's what we're going to do. And then, of course, tomorrow night I'm going to do live fantasy craft streaming right here on this channel. It'll be at 7 p.m. guys. We will see you all next time. Thank you so much for joining me, and we shall talk to you, well, tomorrow night.